At times when seniors are struggling, this is what's going on.
And this morning,
all true.
This morning, in
do you
front
want me to lie to the public?
That's not. None of that is. None of that.
Of course, it's true. Of course, it's true, Senator. Senator, begging your product. You do not know what you're talking about.
For the record.
Let's have a little bit of order so that you can get
Madam
your
Chair,
question.
I'm speaking. I didn't ask for a response yet.
I understand.
I'd like to lay out the predicate of my question before I'm interrupted by the witness. He should have some respect for this committee.
I'm going to show you this entire video clip where Senator Chris Murphy and RFK Jr. got into a heated exchange that shocked everyone, but at the same time, two social security changes that have happened in the last 4 weeks, and it will just not impact social security, but it will also impact SSI and SSDI recipients. I'm gonna break down each and everything, but all I need is just a little favor. It takes 2 seconds to please hit that like button on this video. So without any further ado, let's start. So let's start the video with this very important update that will impact millions and millions of Social Security, SSI and SSDI recipients, starting with 2 Social Security changes that have happened in the last 4 weeks. When we go into the details, an amendment to new identity proofing requirements. Back in March, the Social Security Administration announced a plan to institute new identity verification procedures for those who wanted to apply for Social Security benefits or make account changes over the phone. The initial announcement indicated that once changes took effect, you'd have to visit local field office and have someone verify your identity before you could submit your application and process your change. But a few weeks later, the SSA amended this to say that those applying for Social Security disability benefits, Medicare or SSI, would be able to complete their application over the phone, while everyone else would need to visit Social Security office if they chose not to complete their application through their My Social Security account. But at the same time, a second amendment came on April 14 when the SSA announced that anyone wishing to apply for Social Security and make account changes over the phone could do so. However, new technology will scan for signs of possible fraud if your account is flagged, or you may still need to visit local field offices. That's where things stand for a time being. But remember that this is something that you need to keep an eye on, because a number of Social Security recipients are still saying that even though they call Social Security Administration, they say that you still need to go to the Social Security Administration's office. Before I move towards that second very important change that is coming to millions of these seniors, let's watch this entire video clip where Chris Murphy and RFK Jr. got into a heated exchange that shocked everyone. Watch this.
And this morning,
all true.
This morning, in
do you
front
want me to lie to the public?
That's not. None of that is. None
of course, it's true. Of course, it's true, Senator. Senator, begging your product. You do not know what you're talking about.
For the record.
Let's have a little bit of order so that you
Wow.
can
Madam
get your
Chair,
question.
I'm speaking. I didn't ask for a response yet.
I
I'd
understand.
like to lay out the predicate of my question before I'm interrupted by the witness. He should
Go
have some
ahead.
respect for this committee.
Go ahead.
Just this morning in front of the House of Representatives, you also said that you, in fact, would not recommend that kids get vaccinated for measles. You said you would just lay out the pros and cons. Okay, so this is the summation of everything that you have said to compromise people's faith in the measles vaccine in particular is contrary to what you said before this committee. You said you support the measles vaccine, but then you have laid out a set of facts that are contested, and I will submit information for the record from experts who contest what you've said about the vaccine. And the result is to undermine faith in the vaccine. It's kind of like saying, listen, I think you should swim in that lake, but the lake is probably toxic and there's probably a ton of snakes and alligators in that lake, but I think you should swim in it. Nobody's gonna swim in that lake if that's what you say.
So let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this fiery exchange between Chris Murphy and RFK Jr.? Well, things are changing very quickly. Remember, this was about the vaccination, especially about the measles vaccination. But remember that seniors are also getting affected with this measles nowadays, and there's been reports that even seniors are getting measles. So this is very important, and you need to keep an eye on. Also, let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this whole situation? By the way, moving towards the second change for Social Security, decreasing the overpayment recovery rate. In March, President Donald J. Trump reinstated the 100% overpayment recovery rate that has been in place prior to 2024. This enabled the Social Security Administration to withhold all of the person's future checks if necessary to recoup an accidental overpayment. This rule change left the 10% recovery rate in place for any overpayments that had occurred prior to March 27, 2025. But as of April 25th, the government changed the course and decided that all overpayments, past and future, would have a 50% recovery rate cap instead. And this is very important. You need to understand that even 50% is a lot. Let's say if you accidentally received an overpayment, and the irony is that a number of seniors don't even know that they've received overpayment. So what happens now? Well, earlier, if you've been a victim of receiving overpayment, yes, I'm calling seniors a victim because most of them don't even know about these overpayments. So suddenly you receive a letter and they tells you that, hey, you received an overpayment, now you need to return that money, and around 5 million Social Security recipients are already receiving below poverty level checks. Just imagine the stress they have to go through. Well, moving towards this very important detail, earlier it was just 10%. For example, if you've received an overpayment, they can cut 10% from your Social Security check until and unless you pay this in full, or they can recoup that money. But now they can take 50% from your Social Security check. Let's say that you have received an overpayment of $2,000 and you receive $1,000 every single month from Social Security. So you will only be left with $500 every month for next 4 months. Just imagine the stress. This is the biggest problem that seniors are facing right now, because no one is doing anything for them. The lawmakers are talking about a number of bills, but they never vote on those bills. But one bill is very important. That is from Bernie Sanders, calling for $2,400 increase every single year. That translates to $200 increase every single month for seniors who receive Social Security, SSI and SSDI benefits. If you support it, then write in the comment section, I support $200 increase. Again, if you support it, then write in the comment section, I support $200 increase, because remember, if you don't do anything, nothing will happen. By the way, if you would like to boost your Social Security, SSI and SSDI benefits, then I've written an ebook. It will do just that. It will give you all the tips, tricks, hacks and ways that will allow you to boost your Social Security, SSI and SSDI benefits. The link of that ebook is in the video's description. Simply go there, click on it and get your copy today. At the same time, a number of our subscribers are saying they're not receiving the notifications of our videos. If you are facing the similar situation, then make sure you click on the subscribe button, click on the bell icon, and then from the drop down menu, click on all. That's how you will receive all the notifications of our videos every single day. I will see you in the next video very soon. Till then, please take care and have a nice day.